What should women be allowed to do without being judged? Ask for a pad or tampon. Exercise, exist, and eat a banana in public. Taking a POO. Decision to have kids or not. Age. Fart. I dated a girl who farted one time in front of me and started crying because it's so gross. Be ugly. Not using makeup. Not having hair. Not caring about looks. She should absolutely be allowed to have proper-sized pockets in her clothes. Whatever we want to do. I've been insulted for wearing shirts/jeans, gaming, not wearing makeup, not wearing high heels, and so on. I fail to see why people think it's justified to judge, let alone insult me and so many others based on absolutely normal things. Having an interest in things that are known to be liked by predominantly men. Edit. Listen, for anyone saying this doesn't happen, your experiences don't discredit mine and many other women's experiences. That's all I'm going to say about that. Age in peace. Being single. Especially older and single. What's your most gatekeeping culinary opinion? If you change a recipe when you make it, you're not allowed to rate it in the reviews without making the original. Nothing worse than someone rambling about the 14 changes they made to a recipe, and then giving it a 3-star. Burning shit doesn't make it Cajun. Anthony Bourdain was right, butter is the secret ingredient. I think everyone, both food service workers and general public, should take a food safety course. If your Middle Eastern/Mediterranean place serves bad or bland hummus, I'm not even going to bother with the rest of your menu. If you can't get the basics right, don't waste my time. Most people's knives are so dull as to be next to useless. If you don't allow chicken to brown when you're pan frying it, just don't. Wash your filthy hands. I don't want food poisoning again. Also, if you use a glass cutting board, we can't be friends. You cannot trust your oven thermometer. Get a separate one and use it to calibrate your oven. Mine will tell me it's hot about 100 degrees before it's actually at temp. Very annoying. I've done many of barbecue contest back home in Texas. The best wood to use in my opinion is pecan. Celery is not just as good when used as a replacement for onion, Will, you fucking monster. Freshly ground black pepper is so much better than pre-ground, like the stuff in shakers at restaurants. I have a few about Cajun food. End number X200B. Jambalaya is a dry rice dish. If someone is serving a sauce over rice and calling it jambalaya, they have no idea what that dish should be. End number X200B. Cajun does not equal so spicy it can't be eaten. Most Cajun food is full of flavor and not all that spicy. End number X200B. I have been to a few restaurants and seen dishes to the effect of pasta with Cajun sauce. I don't know WTF Cajun sauce is, but in all my years, no one in my family ever made it or heard of it. If you can't take a full bite of your sandwich or burger in one go, it is a fundamental failure. If your sandwich or burger requires a skewer to maintain integrity, it has fundamentally failed. If you want more filling, scale horizontally, not vertically. While recipes are useful, folks should prioritize why things work in a recipe over just memorizing a recipe. What would you say is absolute poison to life/society? Crabs in the bucket mentality. People ridiculing or just discouraging others' improvements makes everything worse. Bertrand Russell nailed it with, the whole problem with the world is that fools and fanatics are always so certain of themselves, and wiser people so full of doubts. Opinion masquerading as journalism. Parents who don't love their kids, and had them just like why not? The near worship of celebrities and the powerful. Infinite scrolling. The monetization/commodification of every little thing. Kinda broad, but an example is the pressure to capitalize on your hobbies and have a side hustle, because even working full-time for so many folks isn't enough to be comfortable anymore. Sure, it's nice to make extra money if you can and you enjoy it, but the fact that it's almost expected nowadays as part of a no excuses grind culture mindset, i.e. well, why don't you do XYZ on the side if you need more money, instead of questioning why tons of people working full-time are in poverty, is beyond concerning. Corporate influence on government policies. I've been stuck at home for the last 10 days with a sick toddler, so I'm gonna say Cocomelon. Edit. Thank you for the awards, folks, and the upvotes. I think my most upvoted comment before this was like 350. Also, thanks everyone who made recommendations. Definitely gonna try Bluey and number blocks this morning, those got a ton of RECs. Edit 2, a surprising number of people called out my parenting abilities based on this comment. I tended to get snarky back at them, which isn't fair, but I do find it strange how many people seem to think I'm a slack dad because my baby was very sick and I let her watch what she wanted most of the time, which wasn't always Coco. I'd say that only amounted to a third of her screen time. But it was the third I despised the most. Obviously I don't just dump her in front of the TV and put on Cocomelon all day long, especially when she's feeling good, but I dunno, I thought it was okay to let the rules slide a bit when they're sick and it's just the two of us. Can't even go outside cause of all the snow anyways, just felt I had to defend myself from a shockingly large amount of people hinting that I was a shitty parent over this. Everybody has to be right, has always been the problem. Edit, I didn't believe this to explode like this feels somewhat funny. Plastic pollution. Greed, that's it. 99% comes back to greed. Social media. Tim. Social media and influencers. 1. Social media, people choose to sacrifice their own future in order to look perfect to people they do not even know or care about. 2. Influencers, 90% of the so-called influencers nowadays are nothing more than a marketing tool. People that scream at their own followers with a megaphone in order to boost some corporation's annual earnings. Not to mention the lack of number at or number sponsored labels.